Well, hello there. Have you ever received an item in the mail that has been destroyed, squished, packed wrong, or lost? Or have you received an item that has been really taken care of, packed well, and just generally well looked after? G'day guys, my name's Johnny and welcome to my channel Nintendo Down Under. Today we're going to talk about good packing and bad packing. I've experienced both of these different scenarios where I've got something in the mail and I'm like, wow, whoever packed that, thank you. Thank you for looking after my item and taking such good care. Then I've received things in the mail that have come absolutely destroyed. Things that have not been packed correctly or looked after or generally just laziness. So today, like I said, good packing, bad packing, let's get straight into it. So let's start off with the negative first, because it's always good to get the bad stuff out of the way first. Here I have two squished, one Super Nintendo box game and one Nintendo 64 box game. Now, luckily these games aren't rare games or expensive games, but I didn't have them, so and I saw them really cheap online for a couple of dollars. Great, let's get them added to my collection. So this lovely little item come packed in just a plastic bag. I went to my letterbox one day and it was just in the plastic bag. It had a postal stamp on it, again wrapped in a plastic bag. What the hell am I meant to do with that? Again, luckily it was only a couple of dollars, but still, take some care and pride in the things you send. So do you know what I did to that person? I gave that person a eBay rating of 0 or 1, or whatever you can do, and left them a terrible comment because that is rubbish. So second item here that was destroyed. Look, I won't completely blame the seller. I lived in an apartment building at the time that had little small letterbox slots. So the stupid postal lady decided that she would squish my box into that postal box. And then when I had to force it out and opened it, I saw this. Destroyed box. Obviously, you know, it's a complete box and it had everything in it, posters and all sorts. So yeah, cool. But destroyed. This item. Let me get started on this item. I managed to salvage this over the time pretty good, but it's got a hole in it now, it's damaged, it's never gonna be the same. I managed to pull this out of my postal box, wrapped in a Coles catalogue, a shopping catalogue. So I contacted the seller saying, what the hell were you doing? Wrapping this in a Coles catalogue. And she thought that was sufficient enough, that it was wrapped up, you had your little postal sticker on it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, lady, are you serious? So I looked online to see what she normally sells. She sells books. Books are quite sold and hard, and yeah, you might be able to get away with selling things in Coles shopping catalogues, but when it comes to a retro box, you can't wrap this in Coles catalogue. You know, obviously it was destroyed inside the postal box, but you know, all it would take is a heavy box to be on top of this in a truck or in a plane where it's coming from, and it'd be destroyed anyway, you silly bitty. So yeah, this is the most disappointing thing that came damaged. So obviously this is a factory sealed Pokemon puzzle game for the N64, VGA graded. How sensational. So you think something like this would come bubble wrapped? Bubble wrapped. That would come bubble wrapped in a nice box, taped up lovely, ready for you at your door or at your collection post. No, this came not bubble wrapped, it came in a postal bag, a plastic postal bag. Now this is obviously quite fragile. So to manage only the one crack and a few chips here and there, considering how it was packed, it's pretty lucky, but it's never going to be the same. And it really takes away from having the sealed game. And when this came, I was quite heartbroken and disappointed. I contacted the seller, wanted nothing to do with it, saying it was sufficient enough. So I went back on my little app of eBay and said, you're a shit bloke, shit rating for you, and that's that. Alright, now the negative stuff's out the way, let's talk about stuff that's more positive, people taking pride and care and sending the stuff without it being damaged or destroyed. I'm going to start off with my Minty, very, very special Minty Super Smash Bros for the N64 box. Now, obviously, when I bought this, it was a 9 out of 10 rating, and I want to see it at my doorstep at a 9 out of 10 rating, because you spend a bit of money on a decent game, and it wouldn't take much to damage and destroy it. So this person, again, back to my bubble wrap, wrapped it in lots of bubble wrap, put some foam peanuts in it, put it in a box, took really good care of it. So when it came, the box had some dings because you can't trust the postal service. That's why you have to pack things well, and it was packed well. And I was so thankful to that person. I went back on my app, my eBay app, and I 5-starred the shit out of this person and gave them a great comment because they took care and pride, and that's all I could ask for. Now I'm going to use next some Nintendo Power guides, for example. So these, you know, they're not fragile things by any means. So I had to get these from America when I decided I wanted to get some Power magazines. I don't do that anymore because that's quite expensive. But the person sent me 5 magazines at a time. He put them in a really big box, smashed it full of those packing peanuts, wrapped them in bubble wrap, just for a few magazines. I couldn't thank that person enough. That's really good pride in taking care of your stuff. He had a 100% rating, and that's what he deserved from me. That's what I gave him, another 5-star, another great comment. You know, just magazines. He wrapped them up lovely, and that's really good, you know. I think it's great that people take care and stuff like that. I do that for other people. It's just when you get situations like this that really piss you off. And the last thing I want to talk about in terms of positive packing is one of my Nintendo 64 console box variants, the Formula 1, the French version. Now, obviously, you know, these are quite, you know, when you're buying big items, it's more expensive. So this particular seller, he didn't like Australian Post either, so he did this by special courier, and he packed it really well. It was in a massive box, again, smashed with this beautiful bubble wrap stuff, packing peanuts again, a box inside of a box. It was really taken care of, and it even came with the plastic protective case on it, so it was double protected. And it's just things like that that help, because next time you want to buy something, I know I can trust this person to look after the stuff. And your rating on, say, if you're purchasing off eBay is so important. So if he takes care in this, or if this person, like they did, took great care in this and my magazines, obviously you're going to give them great ratings and people are going to want to keep buying from them. But when you're just a shit bloke or a shit woman or whatever and you pack terribly, that's when things are going to go wrong for you. So these are a few of my experiences of great packing. I've had a lot of stuff that have come awesome. A tip I can give also to make sure your box comes like this is give them a bit of a story. So when I purchased this, and when I purchased a few things, I've contacted the seller straight away and said, hey, can you please pack this in a big box? Came crushed and destroyed in a small box, it wasn't packed in a box, could you please do this for me? Thank you very much, have a great day, be kind. And they always contact, yeah, no worries, we're happy to do that for you. Even though my last few items did come well, I'm just reflecting back on a few of my other items that came destroyed, and people understand that, and it makes me feel a bit safe knowing that I've written down, please do it like this, and they've obliged. So to sum up here, we can all learn something today. Just please pack your stuff nicely. If you're a seller, you know, you want a good name for yourself, so take care and pride of the things you sell. And we don't want shit like this coming, because, you know, like I said, this isn't a rare game by any means, but people save up their hard-earned money, or when they really want something, looking forward to getting it, and you're waiting for a few days to come in the post, and to see things come the way they are. And again, I'll reflect back to this, that obviously wasn't cheap. It was my first ever sealed game at the time. I was so excited to finally add one to my collection, and you see that and it's quite devastating. But yeah, look, that's about it for today, guys. You know, you've got your good packing, you've got your bad packing. I'm sure if you're a buyer or a seller, you've experienced both ends of this. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please follow me on Instagram, Nintendo Down Under. Please follow me on Facebook, Nintendo Down Under. And as always guys, thanks for watching and take care.